Simeon. Simeon. Simeon.
What, Jimmy?
You awake?
What do you think?
What's your favourite biscuit? Like if you have one biscuit for the rest of your life, what would you have? Oh, no, let's do top fives. Yeah, I'll guess your top 5 biscuits. I reckon in your top 5, there's rich tea.
Rich tea.
Yeah, is that in there?
Rich tea. Out of all the biscuits in the world, rich tea are my favourite.
Are they?
Rich tea tastes like sand, mate.
What about ginger nut?
Ginger nut.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you ginger nut.
Yes. Jaffa cake.
Jaffa cake.
Yeah, is that in there?
Jaffa cake.
Yeah.
The hint is in the name, mate. It's a cake.
Doesn't matter. Jelly Baby's got baby in the name, but it's not. Look, if you want to buy a biscuit and you want to get a Jaffa cake, you go to the shop, you go down the biscuit aisle, and that's where the Jaffa cakes are, because it's a biscuit, Simeon.
Mate, I couldn't care if it was in the frozen aisle. It'd still be a cake. Listen, if you leave a biscuit out for a while, does it go soft or does it go hard?
Goes soft.
Soft, yeah, because it's a biscuit. Now, if you leave a Jaffa cake out for a while, does it go soft or does it go hard? It goes hard because it's a cake. Hence, Jaffa cake.
Well, who told you that?
It was proven in court, mate.
What, someone took a Jaffa cake to court?
No, they didn't take a Jaffa cake to... Just go and ask Clegg.
Fine, I will. Clegg. Clegg. Clegg.
He's not there, mate.
Custard creams. Custard creams, they're going to be in your top 5. You go into any cell on this wing and you will find custard creams.
Why do you think that is, mate? That's all we get in here. They can't give them away for free.
True. Wonder what people got before custard creams were invented. You know, like way back in the day. You know, like imagine I did a long sentence, yeah, like in 1700 or something. I wonder what I'd have got.
In the 1700s, mate, you wouldn't be serving a long sentence.
No, I don't mean me. I'm not old enough. You know, like someone.
What we know as prisons is a modern concept. The idea of going to prison as a sentence, that's only been around for what, 200 years? And the punishment back then, mate, oh.
What?
Your biscuit brain wouldn't last 2 minutes.
It would.
No, it wouldn't. Jimmy, tell me, have you ever heard of pillory? Whipping? Shackles? Amputation? Execution? And if they didn't do that to you, mate, you got transported.
Do you think they put us straight on the ship from here?
I would have thought so, yeah.
We get food?
Yeah, but it'd be shit though.
Do you know what I heard? I heard in Australia, it's so hot, if you go out into the sun in the middle of a day, you burst into flames.
You know what I heard? I heard that their spiders as big as dinner plates.
Really?
Really. And I also heard they have sea monsters as big as ships.
As big as a ship?
They can swallow a ship whole
What, in one bite?
in one bite. We were living off some sea monster's belly.
Would we have smoke in the belly?
Smoked plenty of fish, yeah.
Do you think one day we'll come back?
We'll be back.
Do you think people will miss us?
Our sister will, Marie.
Do you think she'll be okay?
Yeah, she'll be right, yeah.
Do you think when we come back we'll be rich?
We were filthy rich.
We have new bows?
My bones will kill the king's deer and king himself.
Yeah. I just wish we'd never fallen asleep.
Me too, mate, me too. But I'm here to look after you now.
Wow, Paul, I'm so hungry, man.
I mean, I'm starving. I'm tired for bloody days.
Oh, mate, what are we going to do? Tell you what, let's check those traps we laid the other day.
Nothing.
Nothing in there?
No, not
Try
zilch.
this one. Not even a freaking rat. Go have a look what's in that last one, Paul.
Not even squirrel shit.
Oh, man, not squirrel shit again. All right, nuts are a bit nutrition, but hey, come on. What are we going to do?
Let's get a made of deer over there.
What, where?
Over there.
Yeah, they're the king's deer, mate. What about the consequences of that?
But what do you rather do? Eat or die?
Got to eat, haven't we?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, be that quiet. Let's go sneak up on them and we'll go kill one. Shh, don't want to spook it. Grab your bow, mate. Whoa, brilliant shot, mate, brilliant shot. Wow, look at the size of that.
It's a fucking beast.
Wow, that's huge. How are we going to get that back to the camp?
We're going to have to drag it by the antlers.
Come on then, you grab that one, I'll grab that one. Ready? Oh God, this is heavy. Whoa.
Weighs a fucking ton, the fat bastard.
Not far now, mate. Whoa, it's heavy. Right, dump it down here. Right, go find Jack, get some firewood, start a fire while I cut it up.
Jack! Jack! Jack!
Whoa! It's massive!
Beast that is, isn't it, mate? God, we're going it like lords. How's that fire looking, guys? Are we ready to chuck some of this meat on or what? Yeah?
Yeah, we're ready, yeah.
Smell that. I love the sound of that, Cecil. Oh. Come on, Jack. See if it's cute. Is it right? Is it hot? Yeah?
Oh, that's good.
Come on, Paul. Tuck in, mate. What's it taste like, Paul?
Tastes like chicken.
Oh, lovely. Oh, mate, I haven't touched a while in months. Oh, I could eat another bite now, though.
No, me.
So get his heads down, lads.
Let's go sleep.
Plenty to eat tomorrow. Don't worry about food for tomorrow. What the fuck?
Right, I see him.
Whoa, boys!
There they are, lads.
Boys, come on, quick, wake up. The sheriff and his men are here.
Yeah, they
You
go.
fair leggy
Come
top.
with us, come
no,
with
you
us.
go look after Maria.
Come on, boys. Let's get him. Right, you! Get him down! Get him down!
In the name of the king!
Well, the turnkey came for me brother and me. Take a last look around, boys, you're going to see. Bound for Australia, far, far from home. Bound for Australia, where the sea monsters roam. See, we killed the king's deer, me brothers and me. It was big as an oak, antlers wide as a tree. Then the soldiers came, swords shining bright, and our brother stepped forth and started to fight. Bound for Australia, far, far from home. Bound for Australia, where the sea monsters roam. Our brother took the fight to each and every one, but he couldn't compete against musket and gun. Put a noose round his neck and hung him from a tree. Now there's only 2 brothers where once there was 3. Bound for Australia, far, far from home. Bound for Australia, where the sea monsters roam. Farewell, farewell, sweet sister Marie. Farewell, strong ale, land and family. One day we'll return with money to spend, and we'll kill the king's deer with new bows, my friend. Bound for Australia, far, far from home. Bound for Australia, where the sea monsters roam. See, our name is Dags, we're poachers, you see. Me brother, me sister, me whole family. Bound for Australia, far, far from home. Bound for Australia, where the sea monsters roam. Bound for Australia, far, far from home. Bound for Australia, where the sea monsters roam. Bound for Australia, far, far from home. Bound for Australia, where the sea monsters roam. I wouldn't mind going to Australia.
No, you wouldn't, mate.
Yeah, I would. Imagine that, you know, sun, sand, fishing for sea monsters.
The conditions were horrible. It took 8 months to travel from England to Australia.
8 months? That's like a sentence.
Yeah. People died, and it got too expensive. And besides, they'd already committed themselves to building lots and lots of prisons. Prisons became the new form of punishment, attacking the soul instead of the body.
Attacking the soul instead of the body? Where did you get that?
Well, Jimmy, I read books, don't I?
Oh, what books is that? Godfather?
No, not The Godfather. Clegg recommended a book.
What, Clegg gave you a book?
Yeah.
Oi, Clegg! Clegg,
What is it, Jimmy?
what's all this about bodies and souls? Attacking a body and a soul, some book you're giving him.
What?
Discipline.
Oh! Foucault!
Foucault? Fouk you?
No! Michel Foucault. He was a French philosopher.
Oh, he's on G-Wing, isn't he?
No, he's dead.
Oh, that's a shame. What'd he do?
It wasn't what he did, it's more about what he wrote. So he wrote loads of books, but the one that Simeon's talking about is called Discipline and Punish.
Has he got pictures?
Well, it does actually. It's got about 8 plates in the middle.
Has he got a picture of you boring everyone to death in the middle?
It's about the theory and a history of the evolution of the modern prison. See, back in the 18th century, if you committed a crime, it was considered to be both a direct attack on the authority and literally the body of the king. Whereas, come the Industrial Revolution, and everyone's got a lot more private wealth, then it's crimes against property that are considered to be offences against all and the king.
Yeah, because, well, punishment used to be external, you know, attacking the body. Whereas in here, it's all internal.
Or what, like getting in your head?
Yeah.
Imagine you stole a cow.
Yeah, well, one with big udders, yeah? Like nice big moo-moos.
Look, stealing a cow is a hanging offence. So what's going to happen is the word gets out that Jimmy Daggs is going to dangle. And so everyone comes to the hanging because it's a spectacle. Whereas now, it's all about surveillance. It's all about them watching us and us watching ourselves.
Yeah. And the punishment back then, well, it was atrocious. Hey, Jimmy, you ever heard of hung, drawn and quartered?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, well, what is it?
It's,
You know, you don't know. Tell him, Clegg.
So, you get hanged,
you'll know that bit.
right? But sometimes you're not necessarily always dead. So what they do is they get a knife and they slit you from your throat down to your belly and then across your chest. And then they take ropes and they tie them around your wrists and they tie them around your ankles. And they tie each rope to a horse, and then someone fires a cannon and the horses bolt off in different directions. And sometimes, if the horses weren't trained properly, then the executioner would have to come with his axe and he'd have to hack your body apart.
That's fucked up. Yeah, but don't worry, Jimmy. You know, punishment has moved now to being a lot more, well, gentle.
Yeah, it's all about being more humane, being better at punishing. And then finally, it's no longer the criminal act that gets punished, it's the criminal identity. And that is us.
But why has it got to be gentle? I don't get it. I thought it was supposed to be bad. That's the whole point, isn't it? Like, you know, teaching right from wrong. You know, teaching people a lesson.
Jimmy, use a brain cell. What lessons have you learned in between your sentences?
Don't get caught.
All right, besides not getting caught, what life lessons have you learned, Jimmy?
Oh, I don't know, Simeon. Lessons, it's fucking boring. It's school stuff. It just belongs in school.
That's right, Jimmy, because it's in school that we first come face to face with what Foucault calls disciplinary power.
There is a crisis in our schools. It's a ticking time bomb. It's an infection. But we have the cure and have always had the cure. We need obedience, discipline, compliance, structure, examination, boundaries. This is how we create the thinkers of the future. Well-behaved children make hard-working adults. We set clear rules for our pupils. We enforce tough sanctions for those who break our rules. The cane is worthless on the hand when it is the mind that is corrupted. The corner is no longer feared. Removal is the only answer. The dunce's cap no longer fits, we have outgrown it. Instead, we tailor-make our classes to put like with like. Those who comply with our high standards are rewarded. We no longer have to wait for parents' evening. We have the technology to alert parents of their child's deviance immediately. We will hold parents accountable for their child's behaviour. Any deviance must be stamped out. If we allow it, the infection spreads and misbehaviour multiplies. We will not preside over chaos. We must instill order, obedience, discipline, compliance, examination, structure, boundaries.
You see, school is not just about learning maths and English. It's in school that we are under constant observation and we are expected to conform to certain norms.
Norms? Yeah, it's about defining what's normal and what's abnormal.
You're abnormal.
Shut up, Jimmy.
See, you do exercises in an exercise book, and then you do tests and you do exams, and we learn to grade ourselves against other people, judge ourselves on the basis of a number. It's all part of what I call the carceral loop.
Carceral loops. Do you reckon you have them with milk and sugar?
Oh, concentrate, Jimmy.
Foucault calls it the carceral network, or even the carceral city. It's to do with relating to incarceration.
Oh,
Yes.
is that like castle?
Carceral, Jimmy. Please read a book. It's Latin. It means relating to prison.
And this disciplinary power, okay, it exists in here and it exists in schools, but in fact, it exists in every institution of public life.
The magpie and the skylark. One spring morning, the aviary received 2 eggs. Siblings, surely. The bird keeper always shone a torch through the eggs, weighed and measured, noting them down. A week later, the chicks cracked through their shells at the very same time. The first thing each saw was the other. To one another, they were brother and sister. But the keeper recorded them correctly in his ledger. One was a skylark, the other a magpie. As they grew, the keeper charted their development, watching and listening, weighing and measuring. The skylark's stream of song heralded the start of each day, and the resourceful magpie spent much of her time building a nest for the 2 birds, maintaining it. The keeper made a recording of the skylark's beautiful song, but on listening back to it, he found the pair were singing together. The magpie's song was not so beautiful to his ear. "Magpie, you must not squawk when the skylark sings," said the keeper, pulling out one of her tail feathers to teach her a lesson. The magpie understood, for she too loved her brother's song. That afternoon, the magpie began to sing again, but remembering the keeper's scorn, she attempted to imitate the voice of her brother. matching the rhythm perfectly, if not the pitch. The keeper excitedly rushed inside to see what it was that had made the skylark sing so. Rage filled him when he saw it was not the beautiful skylark, but rather the resourceful magpie. He felt a fool, and in his rage plucked 3 feathers from the magpie's tail. Magpie, you must not make that racket, or the skylark won't have enough rest to wake us with his glorious song. The magpie felt silent. She still loved to play with her brother. Together, they would rise to the top of the aviary and let themselves drop down, seeing which one would leave it to the latest to catch themselves in flight before they hit the ground. Missing her tail feathers, the magpie was less balanced than before, but still, she won every time, such was her skill. The keeper watched in horror as they played. "No, no, no," he said. "You are putting the skylark in danger with this foolish game." He grabbed the magpie tightly and, taking his shears from his apron, spread each of her beautiful wings, clipping her feathers down so as to limit her flight. The magpie remained silent, and the skylark looked on in horror. The following day, the magpie caught sight of her reflection and saw how ravaged she had been by the keeper. She hardly recognized herself. The skylark felt powerless to help. When the keeper next entered the aviary, the skylark dropped from a height, aiming directly for his eyes, plucking furiously. The magpie gathered all her strength to try and stop the attack. The keeper grabbed the magpie, screaming, "I should have known better than to trust a magpie in a nest with my beautiful skylark. Everything they said about your type, it's true." And with that, he wrung the magpie's neck. "Oh, oh, my sister," the skylark cried. He could not see where your qualities lay, limited as he was by his own measure of skill and worth.
We're the magpies, aren't we?
Yeah, Jimmy. Some of us more than others.
So if we're the magpies, who's the bird keeper? The bird keeper's the screws, isn't it? The bird keeper's the fucking screws!
That's right, Jimmy, the bird keeper's the screws, but it's more than that. So in here, they watch us, but we don't know when they're watching us, so we try and behave like they are watching us. So we fear that they're going to be watching us all the time. So we internalize it. And so then what happens is that we end up with having our own screw inside our head.
Clegg,
Yes.
what's your favourite biscuit? Me and Simeon are doing top 5s, yeah? You don't have to worry about the order. You do your top 5, and then we're going to rank them.
Jimmy, there you go. You're trying to rank things. You're trying to rank your biscuits on the basis of whether this one is better because it weighs more, or this one is better because it tastes better, or this one is better because it's a different colour.
Or if it's good at dunking.
Look, when you get out...
Again.
Oh, you're right, Simeon. Oh, yes, Jimmy. You are the perfect example of what Foucault calls a delinquent.
Yeah, because you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out.
You see, it's not that you just keep breaking the law, which you do, but rather you are defined as a delinquent precisely by the operation of this carceral system and everyone it employs. Think about it. we've got the security, and then there's the program workers, and then there's the psychologists, and then there's the parole board. And then when you get out, you've got it all over again because you've got probation, and then you've got the housing, and then you've got the DWP.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this massive game that it's almost impossible to ever escape from.
I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late. Hello?
Hello? Oh, I'm just running behind. Could you grab yourself a stool? Make yourself comfortable. I'll be 2 secs. Oh, we're having a bit of a refurb. Oh, hello. I am Brenda. I manage the home here. You've just come over from Cockthorne, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear right dodgy things about it. Right, anyway, my name's Brenda. Hello, Lisa, and welcome to Manor House.
My name's Melissa.
You what?
My name's Melissa.
What? It says Lisa Johnston here.
No, Melissa Johnson.
Do you know who that is? That's Brian, he's dyslexic, or dyslex. I can't say it, don't matter. Anyway, he's a right laugh, but he can't spell for toffee. Right, I'll just cross that out, shall I? Melissa Johnston, lovely. Right, Melissa, I'm going to run through the rules because I'm running a bit behind.
I'm going to be late.
Right, it's not a competition, Melissa, all right? I said it first. Anyway, right, oh good, you've got your bag there, lovely. Now, have you checked, is everything in there?
No, there's a few things missing.
Right, well, did you post-it note everything?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Right, which firm did you use?
Yours.
Right, okay, well, all right, what you're going to do is you can use the office phone between 10 and 2. You'll have to complain to them because I am running a bit behind today, all right?
Yeah.
Right, number 2. Now, your wash day is Monday, which were yesterday, so you're going to have to wait a whole week before you can do any washing. Right?
Oh, I've got some smelly stuff in here.
Right, okay, well, you have missed your wash day. Right, well, I tell you what you can do. You can hang your stuff round your room and open the windows and air it a bit, all right? I'm sure it'll be fine. Right, number 3. You can't keep any cleaning products in your room, okay?
You could do in the other hostel.
You could do what?
You could have cleaning products in your room.
Right, well, we don't let you keep cleaning products.
Because of thieves.
What thieves?
Thieves in the hostel.
Right, what are you trying to say? There are no thieves here?
There might be.
Right, Melissa, I won't have that sort of aggressive behaviour. You can't come round here thinking there are thieves here, all right? We won't have it. We're very friendly. We're a bit of a community, okay? Right. Now, you will be paid, you'll be charged for all the meals that you have here, regardless of whether you eat them or not, all right?
Yeah.
Good, okay. Oh, what we have got, though, is a community kitchen. You can make yourself a drink between 10 and 6. We've got tea, coffee. Oh, and on a Friday, we have the original Cadbury's hot chocolate. So you can help yourself to hot chocolate, whatever.
I have to have mine at 8 o'clock.
You what?
My hot chocolate helps me sleep, so I have to have a kettle in my room.
Oh, no, we're not going down that route. I'll make a rule for you, I'll make it for everybody, no. Right, the kitchen shuts 10 till 6. What you'll have to do, you'll have to make your hot chocolate at 6 o'clock, put it in your room, and then drink it at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Simple. Okay, great. Now, come along, let's get you moving, because I am really running behind.
I am half an hour late now for probation.
You're half an hour late for probation?
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you say so before?
I tried.
Well, I don't think you tried hard enough, Melissa. Right, chop, chop, come on, off you go. Right, go down the corridors, double doors, through the next lot of corridors. It's on the right, number 9. Chop, chop.
Yeah? Yeah, she's my next appointment. Yeah, I'll make sure to do it. Yeah, she's late, as usual. Yeah, I'll give you a call back when it's all done and let you know how it's gone, because she's here, yeah. All right, see you later. Bye.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
Melissa, I don't think sorry is going to cut it this time. What's going on? Why are you late again?
The hostel.
The hostel?
Yeah,
What?
she kept me talking about the rules and regulations. I tried to tell her and she said I was being abusive.
Hang on. At the hostel, you've been there for one day and you're being abusive?
No, that's what she said.
That's what she
Well, I
said.
wasn't.
So were you remaining calm, Melissa?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Right, okay. Why, yeah. Why would someone say that if you weren't remaining calm? Anyway, so you're at the hostel, but why has that made you late?
Because then I had to walk.
You had to walk, but where's your money gone?
I've been sanctioned
Again, Melissa.
for
Why?
being late.
For being late? Melissa, you can't keep doing this. How long are you going to be without money?
About 6 to 12 weeks.
What are you going to do?
I don't know, I have to go to the food banks or something.
Yeah. Dear. Right, okay, should we get on with the usual questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, have you been keeping clean?
Yeah, for about 3 weeks now.
Okay, is that both drugs and alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, Melissa. Would you be willing to do a drugs test?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right then. Have you been going to your women's group?
Yeah.
Yeah? All of them?
I did 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10? What happened to the last
I
one?
missed the last one because my phone broke.
Melissa, you can't be missing those sessions. It's your rehabilitation. It's part of your licence. It's part of you not going back to prison. It's part of you getting your kids back. As
I
a-
overslept.
Yeah, I know, but it's not good enough, is it? As a mother to a mother, Melissa, I would be doing everything in my power to get to those sessions. It's really important. Anyway, okay, have you been keeping out of the Oakdean area?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure? And are you telling me the truth?
Yeah. But you're going to tell me otherwise, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Why would I say that?
Because you said it the last time.
Well, this time I've had PC Smith on the phone saying that you've been seen in Oakdean, well, near Oakdean, and you know you shouldn't be anywhere near Oakdean.
It's Johnson the last time.
Yeah, PC Johnson the last time. So 2 police officers have seen you around Oakdean where you shouldn't be, because we know that's where you pick up or something's going to go on.
I'm well known to both of them.
Pardon?
I'm well known to both of them police officers.
You're well known to both of them. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it seems. What are you trying to say?
They got it in for me.
They got it in for you. They haven't, Melissa. They're letting me know that you've been seen somewhere. They're doing their job. They are not going to lie to me. Please don't lie. Right, anyway. So, any one of these things, Melissa, is enough, isn't it? You know that. You've been late numerous times, which I
Yeah.
haven't noted half of them down, but I'm getting it in the net from my boss, and I'm going to have to do it.
You're going to send me back, aren't you?
I am. I'm going to have to breach you. You're going to have to go back to prison, Melissa. I'm sorry.
Fuck the system.
Oh, yeah, very, very nice, Melissa. Very nice. Hi, Paul. I don't recognise who I am anymore. I used to find that much, much harder. I have hardened, I've soured, I'm worn. When I started this job, I was enthusiastic. I had these wild ideas that I could make some sort of impact, some sort of change, and that's how it was sold to us, you know, that we could help people back on their feet. But things have changed. I know I'm harder, and I know I could probably have a little bit more patience, but it doesn't mean that I don't care, that I don't see the glaring inequalities in front of me or the broken system that I work in, that I participate in. I have never had to experience my freedom dangled over me on the finest of threads, nor have I had that thread cut because I was 15 minutes late to an appointment, recalled back to prison, back in the system, back to start all over again. When I started this job, we were probation officers, and now our title is offender manager. Someone said to me once, they said, Shell, I can tell that you're one of the old school lot because you treat me like a person, not an offender. Imagine having to say that, to think that, to feel that, to be described as something that you've done and not as who you are or who you've become. We have created a system that labels and dehumanises. We lump everybody together. We expect them, people, to behave all in the same way, one way, the right way, and if they don't, they're punished. Punished, there's no room for individuality, no room to see who they really are, acknowledge their traumas, ask them what they actually need. Instead, we insist on re-traumatising them, punishing those that need us most, constantly surveil them, manage them, enforce rules under the guise of protecting the public. When I started, we were told to advise, assist and befriend. And now we quote, enforce, rehabilitate and protect the public. It's not about helping the person, it's about doing to the person. It's about removing the person until they're all just cases. I am office bound. I dream of risk assessments and sanctions. I am an offender manager.
So I get what happened. I think I get how it happened. I just don't understand why it happened. Like, did someone come along and just make loads of changes? Was that it? Like, was there some kind of like mad king or something back in the day?
It was the Enlightenment.
The Enlightenment? Is that to do with God?
Well, yeah, it is in a way, but not the way you're thinking about it.
Well, how do you know what I'm thinking?
We all know what you're thinking, Jimmy.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do.
No, you don't. No one truly knows what anyone's thinking. Even if you walked a mile in my shoes and you wouldn't fit with your flipper feet, even then you wouldn't know. I'm a product of how you see me, how I think you see me, and how I see myself. And none of them are exactly true. Look, I'll prove it to you. Right, go on. What am I thinking? Biscuits. Fuck. Now that's a lucky guess. But you know what I'm saying.
All right. Let's imagine it's the Middle Ages.
And we're all covered in shit.
The world is perfect. And it's perfect because God made it that way. Now, if you got sick, or if your crops failed, or if your house got hit by lightning...
Oh, bad luck, Simeon.
That would be your fault. Because you'd obviously pissed off God, and he was punishing you. And you knew that because when you went to church on a Sunday, the priest told you. But you had to take his word for it because the rule book, the Bible, was all in Latin. So you couldn't even read it if you wanted to.
Yeah, even you couldn't read it, you bookworm.
So everything is stable, even if it's the church that's raking in all the money. But then, come the 14th century, cracks start to appear in this white European world order. First of all, there's the Black Death, and millions of people die. Then, there's the advancement of science and technology. So, the printing press, which was like the internet of its day, that gets invented. And then, the Bible is translated into English for the first time. Then there's this fella, Nicky Copernicus, and he has this radical idea that it's not the sun that goes around the earth, but rather it's the other way around, and the earth goes around the sun, and then Galileo proved it. So then, all these men start jumping into big ships and sailing off and discovering new lands and claiming them for their own. Now, obviously, we know that's wrong now, but back then, that's what they did. And it made Europe extremely wealthy. And then there's the Reformation and the English Civil War. And this is the first time that the people have said, fuck off the Pope and fuck off the King.
Yeah.
You see, I hated history at school, Jimmy, because it all seemed to be about learning dates just to pass exams. But now, I know the significance of it. It's important because it's the background, it's the context for this whole new wave of ideas that really blows the bloody doors off. The Enlightenment. So it's got these three massive ideas. So there's reason, there's individualism, and my personal favourite, skepticism. Although some days I'm not so sure.
Nice one, Clegg.
You're such a sucker.
And there's all these new thinkers and writers. So there's Rousseau, and there's Voltaire, and there's Kant.
Oi, who are you calling?
Immanuel Kant, Jimmy. He's the one who said, dare to know.
Dare to know.
But the three that we're really interested in terms of our current circumstances, are Locke, Beccaria, and Bentham. Now, Johnny Locke, he's like the godfather of individualism, because he said all humans have the right to life, liberty, and property.
Yeah, like him.
And then there's Beccaria. What did Beccaria say, Simeon?
Beccaria?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Jimmy, let's say that you stole an apple.
Like a Brayburn, yeah?
And Clegg, you stole a gold watch.
Like a Rolex.
Well, the punishment would be exactly the same.
Well, that's stupid. That's not even fair. I might as well be robbing watches then, hadn't I?
Better to hang for a sheep than a lamb.
Meh.
Yeah, but this Beccaria, he argued that the punishment should be proportioned to the actual criminal offence. So it's the value of what's been stolen that should influence the punishment you get.
That's it. And then there's Jezza Bentham. Now, and he's the guy that's responsible for this panopticon, this prison that we're in. He designed it.
What a prick.
See, he wanted to design a prison that you could run on the cheap. So he said, well, what about if I just get a big ring of cells, 600 cells, and then we stick a massive tower in the middle of them, and then we can have one screw who just watches all of the prisoners. One. But the thing is that we're the prisoners, right? So we don't know when we're being watched. So what we do is we start to behave like we're being watched all the time. And it was both a real design and a metaphor. And that, my friends, is how we arrive at Foucault.
Well, that's very interesting, Clegg. But it doesn't change the fact that we're still fucking stuck in here, does it? You know what I mean? Walk in this castle city of yours till our dying day. We're fucked, Simeon. That's the bottom line, mate.
I hate to admit it, Clegg, but he's got a point. I mean, from what I've read in this book, all of this stuff, well, it exists. But Foucault, he doesn't offer any solutions.
No, he's all mouth, isn't he? Oi, what's French for mouth?
Boosh.
Boosh. He's all boosh and no trousers. I tell you what, if I see him on the wing, I'm going to put my foot in his boosh.
Jimmy!
You're the one that said it's a game you can't win. So what's the fucking point?
I said it was a game that was almost impossible to win, but not impossible. I know there are some people, in fact, there are many people who have managed to get out of the game. But for most of them, it's not because of prison, it's in spite of prison. Let me tell you the story about Johnny Sparks. This is Johnny Sparks. Now, when Johnny was little, he got caught stealing sweets from the pick and mix in Woolworths. And when his dad found out, he slapped him in his face. He was 4 years old. When he was older, he got caught smoking at school. And when his dad found out, he beat him with a belt. He was 9 years old. And when he was older, he got into trouble fighting at school and was expelled. And when his dad found out, he threw him out of the family home. He was 13 years old. So Johnny, now homeless, starts hanging around with some older boys. Now, in order to impress them, he starts committing crimes. He starts off by stealing handbags, which then escalates to stealing watches, which escalates to stealing necklaces. And then he moves from there to robbing post offices with a pistol and doing security vans with a shotgun. Johnny's reputation for being fast and ruthless grew. And before he knew it, he was a member of a gang of bank robbers. Now, in 1978, the extradition treaty between Spain and England expired, and Johnny saw this as an opportunity to get out. So he took his wife and his child, and they set off for a new life in Spain. Johnny was loaded, and so he rented a massive villa on the Costa del Sol. And then he bought everyone quad bikes. And then he bought a speedboat. And he started hanging out in clubs. And eating in fine dining restaurants. And going to the casino. The thing is, though, Johnny wasn't as good in the casino as he was with a shotgun. And before long, he'd started to rack up some big debt to some serious players. So one day, he calls his son to him. He needs to have an important conversation.
Josh!
Yeah? What is it, Dad?
Come here, I need to talk to you about something.
Yeah?
There's a safe next to the basement, right?
Yeah?
I've put some money in there for you in case something was to happen to me, or if I have an accident or something.
There's money in the safe for me? What's going to happen to you, Dad?
Nothing's going to happen, but just in case something was to happen to me.
Right. Well, let's go and have a look at this safe then. Dad, how much is it? Well, actually, let me guess. What, is there like, 50 grand in there or something?
A lot more than that, son.
What, 100 grand?
A lot more than that.
Okay, final guess. 200 grand?
A lot more than that, son.
What? How much is in there?
There's £1 million.
£1 million? Oh, yes! I'm a millionaire! Show me the money!
It's only for you for if I have an accident.
Yeah,
Not to tell anyone.
No, what? I won't tell anyone. Oh,
Not even your mother.
well, what's the code for the safe?
It's your birth date.
It's my birthday. The code is my... Thanks, Dad. I don't know what to say. I mean...
No worries, son, no worries.
I'm a millionaire. £1 million. Yes!
A few weeks later, Johnny's debts are growing and growing, and he knows that he's got to pay them off. So he decides he's going to have to go into his son's legacy. He goes to the safe, but makes a shocking discovery.
Shit! Josh, get your ass down here now.
What are you shouting me for?
What have you done?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where's the money?
Listen, Dad, that money, that's dirty money.
What do you mean, dirty money?
Come on. You think Mum and I don't speak? They're going to know why we're here in Spain. How you did all them people dirty in England. Why you took me away from my friends. Why I couldn't go to my nan's funeral. Your mum.
You're ungrateful.
Hey, move your hand. Don't touch me. I'm gambling because of you, and now I owe people money, so you can deal with that. That's your problem.
And with his son's words ringing in his ears, Johnny realised he only had one option left: to stop running. So he picked up the phone, called England, and handed himself in. When he arrived back in the UK, he was arrested, and in court, he was sentenced to 14 years in prison.
Set him down.
When he got to prison, Johnny started going to the gym. In the gym, he realised that there were younger men that looked up to him, just like he'd looked up to the older boys that he used to hang around with. Except this time, his advice was very different. And with that, he started to hatch a new plan. So Johnny did all of his gym courses and became a gym orderly. And then when he finally got released from prison, he met up with an old friend.
Johnny, how you doing, mate?
How you doing? You alright?
Yeah, I'm very good. Listen, I love your idea. I've got an old garage. You can use that as a gym. Come on.
So Johnny's idea was to set up a boxing club for young people like him.
What do you think of this?
I mean, that's a great idea. But for that, you're going to need money. You need to go to the bank.
No. What am I going to do?
You need to get insurance.
No. What am I going to do?
You need to get a license.
No. What am I going to do now?
Johnny was in despair. Fortunately, his friend saw his plight.
Listen, Johnny, I believe in you and your idea. I'm going to put the money, the license, and the insurance under one condition. You have to run this gym. Deal?
Deal.
And so Johnny started to run his gym. And before long, young people started to join the gym and they had to expand the venue. Now, it's true that Johnny never made as much money as he did when he was doing his robberies. But the wealth and riches here came not in 50s, but in the friendships and connections that the young people made in their local communities. Oh, the name of the gym? Sparkout.
Finally, Clegg, a little bit of hope.
Yeah, except it was only because Johnny's friend supported him and trusted him. You think about it. So he went to the bank, they wouldn't give him money. He went to insurance, he couldn't get it. And the local authorities certainly weren't going to give him a license because all they saw was this guy and all of his past crimes. It's like our justice system is fundamentally based on blame, retribution, and revenge.
Yeah, that's right, Clegg. I mean, we're still asking the same questions, aren't we? What laws have been broken? Who did it? And what do they deserve? Whereas, in relation to Johnny Sparks and his victims, what we should be asking is, well, who has been hurt? What are their needs? And whose obligation is it to put it right? I mean, if you keep doing what you've always done, then you'll always get what you've always got.
The Jay and the Crow. In a woodland to the south of the city, there was a tree. And in that tree, there was a nest. And in that nest sat a jay, warm and content in the home that she had made with such care. Meanwhile, on the edge of the woodland to the west, there was a crow shuffling in a nest, discontented and uncomfortable with his home. The crow would spend his days scanning nearby trees to look for the perfect home. He surveyed those of the magpies and the choughs and even the rooks until his eyes set upon a jay, sitting in the most beautiful, most inviting nest, and he vowed to make it his. Every day, when the jay went out in search of food, the crow flew to the empty nest to take just one small twig so as not to draw attention to his plan. One autumn afternoon, the jay arrived back a little early to find the crow carefully pulling a twig from the nest. Startled, the crow cawed, "Oh, I only need just one small twig. I thought you wouldn't mind. Please, take what you need. I have plenty, replied the jay. As the days passed and winter tiptoed into view, the crow's nest grew bigger as the jays dwindled. One crisp evening, she flew back to her nest to sleep, fluffed up her feathers and carefully lowered herself down to rest on what was left of her home. But the little twigs could no longer support her, and they fell to the ground below, leaving her cold and homeless. The jay knew that the twigs had not simply vanished, for she had seen the crow taking them back to the woodland to the west, and she had seen how the crow's nest had grown. And so now, homeless, she was left no choice but to report the crow to the ravens on the Corvid Council. The crow from the woodland to the west has taken my home. I am cold and I have nothing. What will you do for me? Said the jay to the council. The unkindness of ravens jerked their heads and snapped their beaks as they deliberated. We consider this act to be a crime against our kind. The crow will be dealt with swiftly, and you will see justice done, croaked the raven with the beady eyes. Yes, the crow's home will be destroyed, and we will see to it that he is placed in a cage as a warning to all other crows that such behavior will not go unpunished. This will ensure your safety and that of the other birds in the woodland to the south of the city. The council is most satisfied with this outcome, and the matter is now closed. In a woodland to the south of the city, there was a tree, and in that tree there was a bare branch, and on that bare branch sat a jay, once warm and contented, now cold, homeless, and crestfallen.
Oh man, I can't sleep. I had some news the other day. Yeah, couldn't have come at a waste time. Just coming to the end of an 8-year sentence. Yeah, it's got me thinking loads and loads. Yeah, it's coming up to the anniversary of the death of my mother as well. Oh, what a woman she was. Oh, just glad she didn't see why I'm in here. You know? She was a rock, that woman was. She raised me since I was 5 on her own. Yeah, my dad was a bit of a jack the lad, liked to drink and handy with his fists. Sat about me one day, my mum said, "There'll be none of that, jog on." Never saw him since, he never wanted nothing to do with us either. Yeah, I got in a lot of fights at school. Yeah, I always come home with bloody nose or scraped knee, and Mum was always there to make it right for me. Oh, she was me rock, that woman was. I don't know what I'm going to do without her. Yeah, me and my mate, you know, all through primary school and high school. We just loved fighting. I think we met when we were 3, because Mum's were best mates. Every break time at school, we'd be out looking for a fight, find somebody to have a scrap with. That'd be probably the adrenaline, I don't know. Yeah, if we couldn't find anybody to have a fight with, we'd end up like scrapping one another. Yeah, best mates afterwards. Oh God, yeah, then we started high school. Oh, yeah, things stepped up a gear then. Yeah, spent more time outside the headmaster's office than I did in the class. Oh, I wish he was still here. No, we used to come home from school. We'd all have motorbikes, you know, go ride around on the Marlow. I had a boggy 90, my mate had a Fizz of 50. Brilliant days they were. Just tearing up the fields, getting into mischief, loud exhaust. Neighbours coming out shouting at us, telling us off. Great. But you know, we got bored of that, man. We used to go get bikes out on the fields. We just go sit down the bottom corner of the field and sit on the petrol tank, take the top off, get high off the petrol fumes, and that was the start of it, really. Bless my mum, though, she used to give us a £5 pocket money every weekend, and we go down the village, get some of the older guys, nip in the shop, bottle of Thunderbird, 20 Benson and Edges. Fucking hell, 20 B&H, £1.10 they were then. Whoa. God, none of that news. My mum had passed away. You know, my whole world just crumbled beneath me. Didn't know what to do, didn't know where to turn. Fucking hell. Where are you, Mum? Things really went bad after that. I went in home. I wasn't there long though. Drinking and drugs got a lot worse. Drugs got harder. Drink got much more. And that just carried on for a few years. Oh, then I had some good news. On my 18th birthday, found out my mum had left, opened a trust fund for me. So I got some money. But you know what? I'm going to get myself a car. I want to use this money wisely, you know. Make my mum proud. If only. Yeah, anyway, got the car. I was doing a bit of dealing then as well, like, you know. Running around from pub to pub, dropping the odd 8 ball of coke off here, the odd 8 ball there. Couple of pints, bit of a sniff for the guys in the boozy. 2 pints, driving round. Yeah, it was good, happy days sometime. Put a bit of money in my pocket. Got a few laughs, a few giggles, a few birds in the back seat. Yeah. Oh, God. And one day, Friday afternoon, I'll never forget it. Fucking hell, it horrifies me now. Still see it so clear. They'd been to the pub, just dropped some drugs off, had a line, couple of pints. Normal routine, basic shit. Driving back, music blaring, chatting to one another. Bang! Fucking hell, no way, man, no way. I slammed my brakes on. I just saw this shadow fly over the fucking bonnet. Whoa, and I looked and I was fucking, nobody ran out. I was zebra crossing, just wasn't paying attention, just chatting away. But, and I was just seeing this place, stood at the side of the road, horrified. I didn't know what to do, didn't know where to. I just put my head in my hand on the wheel and the police turned up and I'm in here. And you know what? I don't really want to leave here. I've got to go out and face all that shit. How am I going to do that? I just don't know.
It's been hard, yeah. I've been to Hell and back, bought that t-shirt, a couple of baseball hats. I was there for a long time. I am better. I'm much better now. I don't want to kill myself anymore. That went on for a few years. I just didn't want to live, you know, nothing to live for. This pain. It's just like I was drowning all the time. But I am better because, you know, I've been talking to a few people. Yeah, restorative team, they've been brilliant actually. It's coming on to 8 years now and just talking about moving on and talking about him. Do you know when he was arrested, I felt such relief, like as a family, we were delighted, you know, justice was going to be done. And then he went to court and he got 8 years, and I mean, it's not much, but it's 8 years, and celebrated, got a bottle of fizz. How stupid does that sound now that we celebrated over that? I just can't move on really though. Like I remember everything about that day. I remember everything. I remember it was a Friday afternoon. I remember it was at the crossing because we were going to go over to Greg's. We were going to buy an ice bun. I had my hands on the buggy and I looked right, I looked left, and I looked right again, and there was this noise. I realised it was me. I was screaming. And I looked down, and the buggy wasn't there anymore. It was over there. And there was this man, I don't know, he was making some sort of noise. I don't remember what he looks like. Like even now, I can't remember what he looks like, and I remember thinking, I must remember what he looks like, because I'd fucking kill him. I mean, I wouldn't do that now, but then I thought I would. You know, my one job as a parent is to look after my kid. That's what you're supposed to do, aren't you? Can I tell you something? The one thing about that day I can't remember is like at the crossing, I remember I looked right and I looked left. I can't remember if I looked right again. Like really, I can't remember that bit. And maybe it was my fault. Maybe I just messed up. I don't know.
It takes a lot of work before you can bring people together safely, especially in situations like this. I'm a restorative justice facilitator. People ask me, what is it that you restore? What could you possibly restore when someone's child is dead? But it's not some old painting that we're fixing up, patching over the damage, making it invisible. We can't go back to before. Can't put a child's hand back in yours. But it's about restoring people's dignity, their agency, their understanding so they can go through the world again. So I meet with Lynn 4 times separately, same with Baz, before they meet together. Because our criminal justice system, it's about keeping people apart. See, Lynn, she tells her story to the police. And then it becomes the CPS's story, the Crown's story. And where does Lynn sit in the courtroom? She just sits in the public gallery like anyone else. And Baz? Where does Baz actually get to think about what he's done, actually take accountability for what he's done? There are some things that Lynn can only get from Baz, and Baz can only get from Lynn. So we plan what's going to happen when we all meet together. And I'm there holding the conversation, but really, it's about me getting out of the way so they can find a way through.
Do you know what he said? He said it wasn't my fault. That's what he said, and really helped me. He said I was a good mum, and it wasn't my fault.
They still blow me away, these meetings. You know, Lynn smiled at Baz. It's unthinkable. But then this conversation, it's so human. And, you know, Lynn asked questions and Baz had some answers, not to everything, but to some things. There are some things that they can only get from each other. And so if they don't get to meet each other, then where do they get those things? You might be thinking this is some kind of woke bullshit, a soft response. Have you ever done anything wrong, like really wrong, and you cannot admit it to yourself, never mind the person that you've hurt? Can you even imagine looking the woman in the eye whose child you've killed? That's not easy. That's not soft. I've seen people like Baz who've done stretches, long time in prison. And this, sitting opposite Lynn, it's terrifying. Does it serve us to put people in cages? Does it serve Lynn? What if Baz didn't do any time? What if this process of repairing and restoring, based on what Lynn needed, not what we feared, was our system? How would you feel?
So what you're talking about, Simeon, is a paradigm shift. You're not talking about reforming prisons. You're talking about thinking about justice in a completely different way and then doing justice in a completely different way.
Yeah, exactly, Clegg.
The system is the system. Look, I know we've come a long way from hanging and drawing and quartering.
All right, Clegg, all right, we get it. Yeah, we get it. No one's about to be ripped apart by horses. There's no more pillories. There's no more gallows. No one's getting punished with whips and chains unless that's your thing. But we're also pretty far, aren't we, from this dreamland, Simeon? This paradigm shift you think's possible? Yeah, all right. Yeah, punishment's no longer centred around the body of the king. But it's fucking everywhere, isn't it? It's in everything we do. It seeps into the very spaces and places we live and breathe. It's in the rules we follow. It's in the way you two talk to each other. It's even in the way we think. Prison is not the servant to the court. The court is subordinate to the prison. The court feeds the prison, and it's always fucking hungry. It's been normalised. You sit here and talk about these institutions of repression, rejection and marginalisation, but it doesn't even come close to describe the petty cruelties, calculated methods and insidious techniques that make up the disciplinary individual.
Whoa. I guess it does go to show you can't always tell what someone's thinking. Look, boys, it's been an absolute pleasure chewing the fat with you this evening, but I've got to get over to Sea Wing because I'm on the servery. So I'll see you later.
Yeah. Nice one, Clegg. Right. Jimmy. I really do need to get some sleep.
jammy dodger.